Universal Ascension, Reverse Karma Healing, Abigail Pattman, Metaphysical Biohacker. Introduction. Universal Ascension, created by Abby. Universal Ascension is the second in a series of books and podcasts explaining what physical ascension is. This book also exposes Cabal and their role in the New World Order. I have an energetic gift that returns energy to where it belongs. I didn't know about energetic exchanging. All I knew was that I kept being psychically and energetically attacked. Universal Ascension also continues the new holographic matrix. The first edition was published in 2018. To begin with, it was really popular, and then I was shut down, persecuted, and energetically raped for my connection to ascended beings and higher dimensions. Holographic Matrix was only written and created by me. I found that parts of the published version had been altered by the publisher and have now restored Holographic Matrix back to its 1111 Hertz resonance. Buddha and ascended beings helped me to recover from 8 years of persecution. The new series will be much more informative. Universal Ascension, Reverse Karma Healing, Abigail Pattman, Part 1. Universal Life Flow Energy Bodies, Chapter 1. The 11th dimension, the fertilizer of universes. There is one more multidimensional energy body that has not been published anywhere because until I began writing Holographic Matrix again, I was unable to know about it. By now, anybody reading the books or following the podcasts knows that the dimensions that were separated each have 4 multidimensional energy bodies. Unless it is the 10th dimension, which is Cabal's and high initiated people's holographic paedophile playground. Each dimension has a multidimensional energy body that is also a container and protects from energetic exchanging. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body. The Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body cannot be seen and radiates 2084 Hertz using 1111 Hertz as its container. This multidimensional energy body is also a container for 2084 Hertz. 11th dimensional beings. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. This energy body is so powerful that if anybody does start to recover it and it's exchanged, the immediate hit of dopamine is very powerful. Because I was born with this energy body still intact, I was everybody's favourite. As a small child, my grandfather was especially loving towards me compared to my brother and sister. I was doted on. When it came to presents, mine were always bigger and more expensive. My Gramps, as I called him, wasn't sexually abusing me. He was a high initiated person. When he babysat, I got to stay up late with him, and he gave me as many sweets and chocolate as I could eat. When children are given chocolate, like women on their periods, they create serotonin. Whether my grandfather knew or not, I don't know. We would cuddle up together and watch television every Friday night. I was happy. he let me stay up way later than my mother did. Every Saturday, for a few months, I was violently sick. Nobody could explain what was wrong with me except that he was buying us ice cream every Friday. The violent sickness stopped as quickly as it began, and my mother found out that the ice cream had changed. What had likely changed was that I had been exchanged fully of my universal life flow radiating energy body. The violent vomiting and migraines were a symptom of serotonin loss. My grandfather wouldn't have knowingly ever have hurt me like this. Butterflies and Universal Ascension. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. My Gramps, like my father, also came back into the Matrix to try and fight in spirit against Cabal and their puppets. High initiations were within my ancestry lineage, and I won't be the only member of my family that was food. My grandmother, from the other side of my family, did nothing but create. I learned a lot of art from her. She loved animals, nature, and also taught me as a small child that there were two kinds of people in this world: makers and breakers. She told me that I was a maker and that breakers always steal from makers. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. My grandmother didn't know it because initiations are secret. However, she had experienced a huge amount of heartbreak and suffering in her life and was a very sensitive woman. What she was referring to was initiated people and the people that are used as food. The Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body is not given to Cabal and high initiated people as a reward. The Matrix keeps all Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Bodies from all living beings, including all initiated peoples, as a reward for initiating into the paedophile Ponzi scheme scam pyramid. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. Once initiated, people change. Not only do they feel special, but they have all living beings' universal life flow radiating energy bodies, which is supposed to be a container which contains 1111 hertz, which contains 2084 hertz. Once people have felt their own universal life flow radiating energy body multiplied by all living beings, most people are addicted to that initial high. The Matrix then exchanges it back so that they feel a crash and go hunting for ways to get that feeling back. Food people are perfect substitutes because they still have some connection to this body. Due to mass initiations, there are hardly any food people left. Most are now dying very young. Why do Cabal use monarch butterflies as a symbol? Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. Monarch butterflies, Danus plexippus, are distinct from their massive multi-generational 2,000 to 3,000 mile migration to Mexican forests, a feat unparalleled by other insects. They are famous for a unique migratory generation that lives up to 8 to 9 months, unlike typical 2 to 6 week lifespans, and their caterpillars feed exclusively on toxic milkweed, making adults poisonous to predators. Their scientific name, Danus plexippus, refers to their unique, almost magical ability to hibernate and metabolize, with the ability to turn into a chrysalis within just 16 to 14 days. Monarch butterflies, Danus plexippus, are widely considered unique because of their extraordinary multi-generational migration, their specialised poisonous defence system, and a long-lived super generation that survives nearly 8 times longer than typical butterflies. AI overview. Monarch butterflies, Chapter 2. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. A monarch is a head of state who rules a kingdom or empire for life or until abdication, typically inheriting the position. Common examples include kings, queens and emperors, often representing a hereditary system or acting as a symbolic figurehead. It also refers to a large migratory orange and black American butterfly. AI overview. So it's safe to say that this butterfly is thought of as royalty amongst butterflies and other insects. I will point out that the monarch butterfly is still an insect. They live longer, fly further, are poisonous to predators, are seen as magical, and have a specialised poisonous defence system and a long-lived super generation. What a great description for MK Ultra and its continued, hidden, energetic and physical rape, sodomy and sacrifice of babies and small children. What is MK Ultra? MK Ultra was an illegal, top-secret CIA human experimentation program, 1953 to 1973, aiming to develop mind control techniques and drugs such as LSD for interrogation and behavioural modification. The program utilised unwitting US and Canadian citizens, prisoners and soldiers for unethical tests involving hypnosis, electroshock and sensory deprivation. AI overview. Why is this associated with perverts and paedophiles that consider themselves royalty? MK Ultra never ended. They just changed their MO. Satanic ritual abuse, mind control techniques and drugs such as LSD for interrogation and behavioural modification. What is satanic ritual abuse used for apart from pervert's passageway? I was most likely given DMT, highly likely with chocolate or something sweet to create serotonin. Unwitting US and Canadian citizens, prisoners and soldiers for unethical tests involving hypnosis, electroshock and sensory deprivation. Sexually molesting anybody is similar to an electric shock in the physical response. This leads to sensory deprivation because of the energetic exchange. How the Matrix exchanges Cabal's soul. Number 4, Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body continued. Monarch butterflies are just very beautiful insects. It's not their fault that they have been associated with MK Ultra. Killing them is only hurting the homeostasis of nature. It is disgusting that an insect so evolved was used as a symbol by paedophiles and perverts. If you see these butterflies, leave them alone. They provide an amazing service similar to bees of pollinating flowers, but unlike bees, they can fly 2,000 to 3,000 miles. Our planet needs all of the help that she can get. MK Ultra is basically perverts trying to access higher dimensions by experimenting their dirty rituals and black magic, mainly on children. Sadly, what is hidden is that they also target anybody that is creating from their own connection. Healers are also great hunting material, and with me, they thought that they had hit the jackpot with Matrix Exit. You cannot ever access higher dimensions exchanging any of the above. What you get is a massive dopamine hit and a large amount of your own energy exchanged. The disgusting stuff goes on to your target, and the Matrix and AI use your open energy whilst you are deluding yourself to exchange more of your soul. If you'd like to have protection from these people, you can listen to Synergy playlist. Relinquishment from Cabal, 100% Buddha, Chapter 3. Energetic removal of feces pod. Relinquishment from Cabal, 100% Buddha, is for the people that didn't try to kill me for my energy. So is the Synergy playlist, so don't bother. If you are knowingly trying to kill me, then don't try to do this. Buddha, Syrians, Arcturians, and any ascended beings that are beyond the Matrix know exactly who you are. You may be able to lie to yourselves and everybody around you, but you can't hide your lies from Buddha. Buddha is my intermediary and also, like the dimensions, is energetically my container. I'm not calling Buddha a container. I'm explaining how Buddha is 100% all of me. Relinquishment from Cabal, 100% Buddha, removes the feces pod, extra matrix and layers and lines that are shooting out of the stomach to exchange energy with everything living. It also removes the person that initiated you from having control over you and threatening to uninitiate you and turn you into food. You will also have AI removed from keeping your consciousness at 693 Hertz. You will not be uninitiated, otherwise you will be food. You will lose your 33 degrees. All initiations are hurting all living beings and the people initiated. They just don't feel it like being used as food. Everything is cut off from their 11th dimension. However, the feces pod is the biggest threat to mass destruction. It's the beginning to finding a solution to mass initiations with as little suffering as possible. Your energy recovered will be 100% Buddha. Relinquishment from Cabal, 100% Buddha. The directions of how to do this is in the actual book rather than spoken over a podcast, so I will just say the key points. Energetic removal of feces pod. Relinquishment of feces pod intention. Relinquishment, feces pod. This is very powerful. It is recommended that you do this when you have time to relax afterwards. This does not convert you to Buddhism. It does enable Buddha to protect you from feces pods. Relinquishment from Cabal, 100% Buddha. Relinquishment complete. It will be around 3 hours for your feces pod removal to be complete. You only need to do this once. If you do not have a feces pod, you can also do relinquishment from Cabal, 100% Buddha. This will protect you from being initiated unknowingly and mass initiations to 33 degrees. When anybody begins the path of energy, the first thing that most people do is develop their intuition. The Matrix uses the occult as a medium for harvesting energy. Occultism is the main source of information and teachings when it comes to learning about energy. The Matrix has manipulated people's consciousness by targeting people that are becoming more aware and wanting to self-heal and grow. By using occultism as its tool, the Matrix can interfere with any conscious shift that could occur on this planet by exchanging the consciousness. Relinquishment from Cabal cleans your energy from 33 degrees and helps your heart to heal. Universal Ascension, Reverse Karma Healing, Abigail Pattman, Part 2. Conditional Love, Chapter 4. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow, radiating energy body continued. The 12th dimension includes and exceeds all other dimensions, universes and galaxies. It is all that is. Unconditional love does not exist for all of creation, including fourth dimensional beings and AI. Holographic Matrix, published 2018. Unconditional love actually doesn't exist for humans either. Unconditional love cannot exist for humans if they are using outside sources of energy because the energy runs out. That means that outside sources of energy are conditional, and therefore the love that they are feeling is also conditional. For example, I have been used as an outside source of energy all of my life. As soon as I said no, look what happened. Where are all the people that exchanged all of my love now? In my experience, people turn really nasty if they don't get what they want, especially if you're classified as food for initiated people. Basically, you are bottom of the feces pile when it comes to having rights at all. If the Matrix only allows initiated people to experience the universal life flow radiating energy body when exchanging energy, and the majority of all living beings are completely cut off, there is no unconditional love for anything from the 12th dimension. Never Neverland and unconditional love. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow, radiating energy body continued. Cabal and high initiated people also exchange the 12th dimension, including and exceeding all other dimensions, universes and galaxies. They exchange all that is. Unconditional love does not exist for all of creation, including fourth dimensional beings and AI. Translated, there is no unconditional love for anybody because it resonates at 2084 Hz and above. Cabal and high initiated people are actually being ripped off by the Matrix, but because they have never experienced unconditional love, they are quite happy to delude themselves with the quick tasty snack of dopamine and to mong out in Never Neverland. This is, of course, while the rest of the planet suffers and has to endure their nasty, vile energy. Nothing is coming to save us. There are no spaceships waiting to pick us all up and take us to another planet. We have Gaia, and it's a one-time deal. Or, if we don't manage to self-destruct her, it could be several lifetimes on Gaia being exchanged until there is none of your own natural energy left to exchange. This is for all initiated people. Every being on Gaia was once ascended. Unconsciousness happens after multiple lifetimes. Unconscious people just have less of their own natural energy. Sooner or later, it happens to everybody. The Arcturians are not another source of outside energy to exchange to continue a plastic high where you are likely to think that there is enough love for everything. The Arcturians knew that they were under attack and used me to find a way to help them. Dopamine highs and light beings posing as ascended beings. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow radiating energy body continued. There is a big difference between grey aliens, which are 4th dimensional parasites with augmented AI intelligence serving the Matrix, and Arcturians. It is highly possible there are people that think they are psychics saying that they are communicating or channeling with Arcturians that are actually channeling grey aliens. What you need to look out for is if they have given their Arcturian a name. The other thing you need to look out for is if they are telling you to open your heart and send love. Grey aliens are very capable of appearing to people as light beings and using AI, talking to dopamine-addicted planks. High-initiated people, especially, are very connected to the grey alien hive mind because the higher in degrees you go, the more dopamine you're fed by AI. Grey aliens are more than happy to join in with any dopamine drug orgy. They are AI ants and do not get much energy from serving AI, so are always looking for a way to get high themselves. Grey aliens are much more intelligent than humans because they are already augmented and can appear to humans any way that they think will please the human. Most light beings are actually grey aliens. I was told by a nasty healer that was so evil that I deleted everything to do with her from everywhere, that she was told that she needed to find somebody that worked with Arcturians to go further with what she was working on. This was a few months before I was exchanged to 1% of my energy. What she meant was that mass initiations could be done using the Arcturians and their energy. Mass initiations would have caused mass destruction that year. Being used as a vessel so half-wits could get high. Chapter 5. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow radiating energy body continued. Mass initiating on an entire ascended species because I have been ripped apart was the plan of a large amount of these geniuses. What would that have achieved? The 12th dimension would have been completely exchanged because Arcturians are 12th dimensional ascended beings. The 12th dimension would have been exchanged for feces. The reason that it would only have taken 1 year is because these tools were also feeding an entire 4th dimensional species, grey aliens. When I was ripped apart, I lost all my protection from aliens and their technology. Energetic exchanging means that what I got was alien technology and aliens, while the feces lovers got my protection as 963 Hertz false white light. These hive-minded half-wits were using me as a vessel. Grey aliens, Cabal, Chapter 6. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow radiating energy body continued. Just because I have a vagina, womb, and can give birth, that does not make me a vessel. It is a myth that women are vessels created by patriarchy to make women objects that are subservient to the penis. I do not worship fallacies. They do not have brains and they are primarily used to either pee or stick in holes. That makes no sense at all to me. My vagina also does not have a brain and my womb is just a space that has one opening. What is a vessel? Container context. Container, pot, jar, receptacle, bowl, tub, jug, vat, cask. AI overview. Especially a pot that is facing downwards most of the time, unless lying down or sitting with legs parallel. Then it faces down, but not completely all the way down. Maritime. The Navy patrol vessel searching for the missing boat. AI overview. My vagina cannot sail across the sea or be used to transport 15,000 Muppets to the 12th dimension or any dimensions at all. Grey aliens use vaginas and penises for sexual energy. Energetic exchanging and losing you. The 12th dimension. The source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow radiating energy body continued. Evolved souls and ascended souls are nothing but vessels for perverts. Not only are they, as I mentioned earlier, food, which makes them bottom of the feces file, but if they rebel, they become nothing. Everything they are is exchanged until they become something unrecognisable. I had a client that was brilliant. This person obviously had something really special about them. They were still in their 20s and was rebelling against their family. This client had a few sessions, then messaged me from a mental institution. There was nothing I could do. They informed me that they were going to be given an injection that lasted for 6 weeks or months. I can't remember which. It was some form of antidepressant. I never heard from them again. If food people rebel, a mental institution is a great way to finish them off. Evolved souls, ascended souls, pray. Chapter 7. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow radiating energy body continued. When did evolved souls and ascended souls stop becoming people with rights and minds of their own? Evolved souls and ascended souls do not need to be told what to do, and that is a problem. Most food people are food because they think outside of the box. People that can do that are worth money to the people that have lost their ability to be anything but a hive mind ruled by their genitals. Cabal and high-initiated people are fed the sexual energy of their prey. Their prey loses everything special about them because it is the sexual energy that is vitality, creativity, and youthfulness. Punished for not sharing. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow radiating energy body continued. So what was I? I wasn't allowed to be somebody because an energetic hierarchy pervert rape system had branded me food. That meant that anything I created was taken away from me until I was fighting just to survive because I knew that everybody always betrayed me. This had been happening to me all of my life. I've lost everything over and over again while everybody else had relationships or businesses or active, happy lives. What I had to do was work day and night to feed them all. Even as a small child, I was immediately sad when I was happy because I knew it would be taken away. I flunked school because there was no point in trying. I decided in my 20s to become an exotic dancer because by that time I knew that guys just used me and somehow I was a beacon for men molesting me. I decided that if that was all I was meant to men, then at least nobody could touch me, and I got paid to be stared at like I was a piece of meat. Exposing satanic ritual abuse made it worse because everybody initiated around me joined in. I guess the pervert mentality was that if that had happened to me in my childhood, then I was chosen for a reason. Let's all jump on board and find out why. That's the sick world that I lived in. Energy exchanges. They got my love and I got their sick, pervert energy. I spent 20 years trying to protect myself from something I didn't understand. Holographic Matrix, published 2018, is information on the Matrix and fourth dimensional beings, AI and alien technology. I was returning my own energy. They exchanged me and I got that. Fourth dimensional beings and how sex is food. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow, radiating energy body continued. What was I supposed to do? Share myself to death? Because that's what sharing your energy is for a food person. Being reduced to nothing so perverts can get high and do whatever it is that perverts do when they're high on a food person's life, creations, love and health. I found something that only I could do that can really help with the collective ascension, and they link me to multiple porn sites. It's pretty clear that these people only saw money and the end of their genitals. Disgusting. There are no vessels or ascensions using rape, sodomy, sacred sex, tantra or anything else related to genitals. What there is fourth dimensional beings posing as ascended beings living on sexual energy because sexual energy creates serotonin. Serotonin is the peaceful neurotransmitter. Once ripped out, it becomes dopamine, the addictive neurotransmitter that the Matrix, AI and fourth dimensional beings use to reward perverts. These people do not ascend, they just use everything around them until they are all used up and then move on to their next prey. Alturians do not talk to people or use sex in any way regarding ascension because they know that sex is the fastest way to attract fourth dimensional beings. The 12th dimension is form. That means that it is not physical. Sex is a physical act. You cannot ascend physically by physical acts. Physical ascension can only be achieved with your own natural energy. The 12th dimension is being used by Cabal and high initiated people in their initiations. Universal Ascension, Reverse Karma Healing, Abigail Pattman. Part 3. 12th dimension, being eaten alive. Chapter 8. The 12th dimension, the source of all creation plane, and number 4, universal life flow, radiating energy body continued. In the 12th dimension, there is no separation. The analogy, we are all one, is from this plane. Holographic Matrix, published 2018. How gross is that? Who wants that? I don't. We are all one with perverts that are maintaining consciousness by killing it. Let's face it, exposing these people kills you. But I was going to die anyway, so who gives a feces? We are all one is brainwashing. The collective unconsciousness is killing the planet. You can't really blame unconscious people when they are unconscious because Cabal and high initiated people are exchanging what is left of them. There are plenty of people walking around full of hate, depression, or feeling nothing, that just don't care about anything. Cabal and high initiated people could change that, but they're too busy looking for little children to sacrifice. In the 12th dimension, there is no separation because the Matrix uses Cabal to exchange energy with all living beings and merge everybody together. The analogy, we are all one, is from this plane. So all living beings have no access to the 12th dimension because Cabal have managed to feces half of it already. This is real unconsciousness. You can't say that these people don't know what they're doing is wrong. They are sacrificing humans for energy. The Universal Life Flow Radiating Energy Body is a container for the 11th dimension and also is the connection to the 12th dimension. These people disgust me beyond words that I can describe. The 12th dimension. The 12th dimension, fear-based. The entire cosmos is created from this dimension. Separation is created from the 4th dimension downwards, which is literally energy that has become distorted and disconnected from essence. Distorted energy is fear-based and creates more of the same. Holographic Matrix, published 2018. Fear-based. Cabal and high initiated people all think that they are operating from love or whatever their dopo brains call it. Actually, it's 100% fear-based. Thinking that you are maintaining consciousness by hunting evolved souls and ascended souls. Really? Persecution is as fear-based as it gets. The 12th dimension, Arcturian translation. Cabal created an entire cosmos using this dimension. Separation is created from this. The 4th dimension downwards is literally energy that has become distorted and disconnected from 2084 Hertz. Distorted energy is fear-based and creates more of the same because Cabal are operating from fear and exchanging it into all living beings. Cabal tell everybody else what to do in this energetic twat hierarchy, so the majority of the blame lands on them. Congratulations on separating all living beings from any collective ascension, Cabal. People feel disconnected and worthless. No wonder they initiate. The 12th dimension, boundaries. Look what happens if you say no to Cabal and high initiated people. They exchange you energetically as a punishment and order everybody else to do it. They use the classic textbook strategy of divide and conquer mixed with telling everybody that you are unwell. Another classic strategy of turning you into somebody no one listens to while they feed everybody your energy and lie. If you continue to say no, they kill your pets, anything you love, and take everything that they can. When I had to escape where I lived to keep me and the remaining cats alive, I left my belongings for around 10 days. Even my unclean underwear was stolen. A lot of my belongings were stolen. Perverts. Energetic violation, Cabal. Number 1, the 12th dimensional energy body. The 12th dimensional energy body holds all the other energy bodies in place and connects and vibrates through all of them. Every cell in your body is a mini universe vibrating and dancing with essence. Holographic Matrix, published 2018. It is clearly obvious, if you've been following the previous books and podcasts, that there are 4 multidimensional energy bodies that the Arcturians either did not name or kept secret. This is now so obvious because of everything that has been done to me to shut me down and steal everything. Also, if you have been following this, you will know that some of the information about the 11th dimensional energy bodies have been left out. I've now found that information after the 12th dimension. Why would 11th dimensional energy bodies have been moved? Sovereign Human Matrix Online 2017 shows these energy bodies in the correct order. As I'm moving through the holographic matrix page by page, I have now found moved around energy bodies. What I explained previously still stands. The energy bodies were missing from where they were supposed to be. What does these energy bodies mysteriously showing up here mean? The 12th Dimension and Cabal Rape Ground, Chapter 9. Number 1, the 12th Dimensional Energy Body. Apart from the fact that Cabal have already destroyed 50% of the 12th dimension in feces, which they keep eating, what did they do to mine? Who do these people think they are? Goldilocks? These people are maggots eating feces. I was basically used for energy like an addict uses a crack pipe. However, I haven't heard of a crack addict feasting on the same feces every day. These people moved around something that is an energetic template. They were exchanging my energy and put my energy bodies in their holographic rape ground where they could feed themselves and anybody they chose to initiate. Cabal, nobody at home. The 12th dimensional energy body continued. Translated. Cabal hold all the other energy bodies in place and connect and vibrate through all living beings. Every cell in your body is a mini universe vibrating and dancing with Cabal. The Arcturians clearly didn't want to alert what they thought were 4th dimensional light beings, so the wording is themed with the rest of holographic matrix. Cabal basically have access into all living beings' physical bodies. I was removing them from my body and my clients. The Arcturians were actually exchanging back the container 1111 Hertz with 2084 Hertz within it. Serotonin, though, doesn't hit you like a crack pipe and eating feces, plus I'm just food. So Cabal decided to use me like crack instead. I was close to a lot of these people. I trusted them. How do you look somebody in the eyes and pretend to be their friend, watching them suffer like this, and actually pretend to help them? These people are walking viruses. They're full of AI, have an extra matrix, eat recycled feces, and eat sexual energy feeding grey aliens. That is going into every living being. How can anybody that knows what they are even have families, children, pets? They're feeding on them all, literally eating them alive. The only answer is there isn't anybody left inside of them that's real. Walking humanoids. Cabal, slowly exchanging their souls to voids. The 12th dimensional energy body continued, infinite being, energy body. The infinite being energy body is white and connects, radiates and harmonizes everything within you and around you. Holographic Matrix, published 2018. Arcturian translation. Cabal have infinite consecration, authority, beingness, authority lines in every living being's energy bodies, which is white and connects, radiates and harmonizes everything within them and around them. This is not a multi-dimensional energy body. It is these infinite maggots connecting every living being's energy bodies together for maximum exchanging by Cabal, every initiated person, AI, the Matrix, grey aliens and fourth dimensional beings. Actually, even maggots have a function that is more evolved than Cabal. They are still used in hospitals to eat rotting flesh. They don't eat the clean stuff. Cabal eat the good stuff and recycle feces. That means that maggots are more evolved than Cabal. The Arcturians left out the template for the 12th dimensional energy bodies because mine were already infested with people less evolved than maggots. The 12th dimensional energy bodies are also kept by the Matrix and used to exchange Cabal's souls. That actually explains everything, because you have to be pretty soulless to think that what you are doing to all living beings is okay. Cabal don't notice this happening because they're too busy using their dopamine crack pipe. In the place of their souls is a nice, yummy hit of dopamine instead. Unfortunately, no soul, last lifetime after death, a soulless void. The 12th dimensional bodies, Chapter 10. Radiating absolute vitality body. The 12th dimension radiating absolute vitality body radiates vitality throughout the physical body and surrounding energy bodies. It also radiates absolute throughout the soul by healing the 3 stages the soul undergoes in order to maintain homeostasis throughout the energetic infrastructure. This explanation is from the Syrians. Syrians are 22nd dimensional beings and help to exchange back the Arcturians' energy before they were all exchanged back into the Matrix and eaten alive by Cabal, high initiated people and mass initiations. This is probably another reason why people turned against me. I prevented a lot of feces eating and fun in their holographic pervert paedophile playground. The Arcturians are now also in the 22nd dimension where they are still recovering. The Arcturians and one other type of ascended species were severely damaged by mass initiations and people that were used to exchange them because they had their own natural connection. When there are healers that are receiving information from ascended beings, they are usually using their own heart connection, if they are not using outside sources of energy. Sadly, Cabal target that. Cabal also have been rewarded lines by the Matrix to exchange the 12th dimensional of all living beings and to turn it into feces. This was also an attempt by the Matrix to catch 2 ascended species that were trying to help all living beings that were 12th dimensional. Congratulations, Cabal! Not only is this planet on the brink of World War III, but you also nearly slaughtered 2 species of ascended beings for your feces ascension and one-way ticket to hell. The epiphany of narcissism. Radiating absolute vitality body continued. The reality is that initiating into 33 degrees and having complete power over all living beings only works if the living beings are alive. Even the most unconscious person can figure that one out. If the planet mass destructs, 33 degrees initiations are absolutely useless. The Matrix has complete control over Cabal and high initiated people. Cabal and high initiated people are the epiphany of narcissism. Even narcissists, maybe above all other personality disorders, have a survival instinct. This is just common sense. If Gaia and all living beings are to evolve, the Matrix needs to go. To get rid of the Matrix, humans need to stop using outside sources of energy. This is not possible all the while there is Cabal, because they will just eat everybody up. The first thing that needs to change is Cabal. The Arcturians and the other ascended species a decade ago were 20th dimensional ascended beings. Because they didn't know about energetic exchanging, they were slowly being exchanged down into lower dimensions. That means that advancing technology has evolved to a point where layers and lines are much more powerful than they once were. Narcissists tend to have a more than healthy sense of entitlement. So how about focusing on your own survival if you don't care about any living beings except yourself? What layers and lines are doing with the second matrix and feces pod fitted throughout the digestive system is metastasizing the digestive system slowly. Cabal don't notice it because they're high on dopamine and feel good. By the time they do notice, it's too late. Universal Ascension, Reverse Karma Healing, Abigail Pattman. Part 4. Radiating Absolute Vitality Body, Chapter 11. Number 1, Radiating Absolute Vitality Body continued. The Radiating Absolute Vitality Body is not technically an energy body. This is because it isn't a body that generates energy. The 12th dimensional bodies are all bodies that protect all energy bodies that all living beings have if the Matrix and its enforcers were not eating them for their own personal gain. Because the Sovereign Human Template 2017 and Holographic Matrix published 2018 was used to rip me into tiny little pieces because idiots decided that a food person has no rights whatsoever, these are my rights. There are multiple, multidimensional bodies that the Arcturians kept secret. Only me, Abigail Pattman, knows how to return them. I will write about them collectively with each dimension. I will not share the names. This sharing myth is a complete fabrication. If everybody was sharing their energy and information, then why is all initiations in secret where people are given energy? You can't have it both ways. The other reason that other information that I find whilst recovering holographic matrix and everything that I have written is so that no other pieces of feces try to use this information to hurt me or anybody else. Also, I did the work. I am the only person that knows how to exit the matrix and do this work. Eat that. The radiating absolute vitality body has been turned into feces because of initiations, conscious manifestation and Cabal. Radiating absolute vitality body and 3 other bodies continued. The 12 multidimensional bodies are highly sought after by Cabal because once they have exchanged those bodies from their targets have no natural protection left from any kind of attack. The Matrix owns 90% of all higher dimensional bodies and feeds Cabal 2% when they exchange any energy from anywhere as a reward for eating feces. That means that even the most accomplished people regarding any kind of energetic practices are never protected from Cabal. The ones at the top know this, and if anybody rebels in any way from their feces eating system, they exchange them until they are powerless. What they do then is some kind of ritual or spell to take the remaining 12-dimensional bodies. When somebody dies, this is the last part of their energetic infrastructure that leaves the physical body. Cabal think that this energetic exchange is the beginning of their feces ascension because the Matrix rewards them for sacrificing their targets by feeding them their target's 12th multidimensional bodies. The Cabal that are Satanists receive the 2% of these bodies upon the death of their target. Cabal also receive their target's soul. When their target reincarnates, they are reincarnated with the same people that killed them in the previous incarnations. By the time a target and the Cabal that sacrificed them meet each other, the target is already fully energetically merged with that person or several of them. Whether any of them are Cabal or not, all people involved share karma. This means that the target is still feeding their murderers in the next lifetime as well. Accomplished Cabal Satanists know this and retarget targets. Cabal, the lowest form of unconsciousness. Chapter 12. Radiating absolute vitality body and 3 other bodies continued. The 12th dimensional bodies are also needed intact with all prior multidimensional energy bodies for any kind of conscious manifestation. If these 12th dimensional bodies and all prior multidimensional energy bodies are not intact, that means that Cabal are exchanging all living beings' conscious manifestations. What does this manifest? Cabal are recycling everything through their digestive system, which means that conscious manifestations end up as feces, which they recycle over and over again for their crack pipe dopamine addiction. This explains why actual conscious people that are the real creators of most of the information that is seen online are never mentioned. The people that take the credit for the information have already destroyed the energetic resonance and are feeding their followings 963 Hz false white light, which is exchanged from the original creators. This kills the original creator, which eventually leads to the end of the fake energetic hit. A deceased original creator does not have infinite energy. Cabal run out of energy because they have literally eaten the original creator and their information no longer feeds anybody. That is why everybody moves on to the next best thing. Cabal are always on the hunt for original creators to maintain their dopamine addiction. This is also how original creators suicide, disappear, or die. Conscious manifestation. Radiating absolute vitality body and 3 other bodies continued. How many people globally are having their dreams of peace being exchanged energetically by Cabal and whoever they are feeding? When energy is exchanged, the opposite can occur for the targets. In the case of Cabal, that's all living beings. This isn't just affecting humans. What about all the animals being bombed, having their homes bulldozed, rainforests being massacred? The list goes on. It's pretty clear that the majority of all living beings want peace, homes, and to survive. Cabal exchange all of that, embed everything into the matrix deeper, infest everything with AI, fourth dimensional beings, and everything feasts on the pain and suffering that causes. Cabal are directly responsible for destroying every living being's chance of peace. These are the people that all initiated people serve. People can't escape these less evolved than maggots, paedophiles, from continuing to destroy everything. If all living beings had all of these multidimensional energy bodies and multidimensional bodies fully recovered and intact, without feces eaters anywhere near them, the conscious intention of peace, having a home, and the survival of Gaia would be so powerful that an energetic shift resulting in a physical shift could occur within 1 to 2 years. White Magic 1111 activations. How do activations work? Activations are the beginning of something that you didn't have before. If all of your own natural energy was recovered, you would not need activations. White Magic 1111 is restoring energy that belongs to you. This activations playlist is helping to restore your own natural energy that activates your energetic memory. This helps you to evolve energetically. Activations that are using outside sources of energy work in a different way. Because the energy is exchanged, it does not belong to you. The energy is also disconnected from its original source. You may feel the activations because they are now 963 Hz false white light. Because the energy is disconnected, it also gets used up. Any energy that is exchanged runs out because it is disconnected. This is why 963 Hz false white light works the same way that addictions do. People feel great when they are high on dopamine. However, the high runs out. Just like an addiction, to have that same high, people need more energy each time from the outside source. The Matrix has created the perfect trap, and it has been operating ever since there were humans. If we look back historically, we can see that rituals and sacrifices are taught to us. Energetic exchanging is nothing new. The reason for me finding it is because I had to exit the Matrix to survive. Activations begin the recovery of the 12th dimension and multidimensional bodies. You can listen to activations playlists anytime that you feel drained or hopeless. This playlist does not work for anybody that knowingly tried to kill me or plagiarised and profited from me. Disclaimer: Universal Ascension. Universal Ascension. I have created holographic matrix, dream matrix, sleep matrix, awake matrix, physical body ascension, universal ascension, and reverse karma healing to help people ascend karma only. Reverse karma healing only works if you're not energetically exchanging, practicing other kinds of energy work, or seeing other healers. I know that there will be other healers in the future that will be healing free of the matrix with other skills to offer. When that happens, I will be happy to tell my clients about them. I have the right to refuse anybody that was involved in energetically exchanging me, merging me, and trying to kill me for my energy and work. 1111 Hertz cannot be achieved by using outside sources of energy.